How's it going, TRC? My name is Tim, here to do a shave and chat with y'all today. I'm gonna show you the products that I'm gonna be using in the order that I'm gonna be using them. So to start with, I'm gonna be using my pre-shave soap from Phoenix Artisan. This is the Ice Cube. It's called the Ice Cube for a reason. It's got, smells like Vicks Vapor Rub, and it creates that cooling effect. And I live in a hotter climate, so this does quite well for me. And they also sell these neat little bases made specifically for the Cube, and they're really nice. They have these channels that run the length of the base right there, so that any residual water can flow off. So that will be what I'm using for the pre-shave. The soap that I'll be using today, or rather the cream, is going to be the Taylor of Old Bond Street Sandalwood Shaving Cream. And I'll be following it up with the matching splash. The brush I'm going to be using is my Alexander Simpson T3 Synthetic. And the lather bowl I'm going to be using is the little travel lather bowl. It's a travel bowl, but I use it every day. I'm not really into fancy lather bowls. Some people like them. I don't. I just need something that can lather my soap, and this has all these little notches in the bottom, which create a rich lather. So it pops together real easily. A little hook, you can hang it up in your shave cabinet, and then just effortlessly pops right back out. There's several different colors you can pick up at the TRC website. I chose blue, it's my favorite color. I'm going to be shaving with my Vikings blade safety razor. It's got an adjustable notch right here, and I'm going to be using the Dovo shave blade inside. So it's got a fresh blade in it. Now generally I shave exclusively with straight blades. I just recently picked this up. I've been inspired watching other wet shavers using safety razors, and so I have picked this up. I've used it a few times, and I don't get the same joy out of it that I do out of a straight razor, but for the purpose of time here, we're gonna be using the safety razor today. So first thing I'm gonna do is moisten up my lather bowl, just a little water in there. That way the shaving cream doesn't dry up. I'm gonna get my shave brush and some piping hot water, and then I'm going to paint that piping hot water all over my face to have a base of moisture. There we go. Now generally I shave when I get out of the shower, but this morning I didn't have enough time, so I'm going to be simulating the after shower effect by painting on the piping hot water. Definitely recommend this for anyone who's in a time crunch. Just make it as hot as you can bear, and then paint it on. So that's what we're gonna do here. Now my mirror is right here in front of me where you can see I'm staring, and my phone is off to my left. So I will do my best to engage in both my mirror and the phone, and the camera I mean. I do have a beard here, so I have to do some maneuvers to get the water and soap and everything where I need it. I am wearing a barber's bib to keep my shirt clean, so if you all were wondering what this is, it's glimmering in the light. It's the barber's bib. Alright, so we got the water base. Now it's time to get the pre-shave soap. I'm gonna go ahead and lather up my brush. Now, I don't lather the pre-shave soap into the lather bowl. I just load straight off the soap itself onto my face. So, a good lather right there. And let's see. You rinse off the soap. Put it back on its base. Try to keep a clean workstation here. I'm also using my TRC shaving towel. You can pick this up in various colors. It's a big towel, definitely goes the distance, and I definitely love having it. So we're gonna go ahead and paint on a thin layer of the pre-shave soap. We don't need a lot. Right up underneath my sideburns. Okay, so there's the base of pre-shave soap. Now I'm going to rinse out the brush. Okay. Alright, so now I'm going to take a scoop. Now, these little scoop tools here you can pick up at the TRC website. They're really good for scooping out a bit of cream or soap to put into the lather bowl. So, don't need a whole lot. So I'm just gonna take it and rub it right across one of those notches. Okay, so there we go, got the soap in there. Get the lid back on the soap. Drop it back in the organizer. All right, get a little more moisture on that brush and start lathering up that cream. Just getting it right in there. As you can see, the bowl creates a really good lather. Of course, a good brush is also needed, but the bowl is doing the majority of the work here with all those notches in the bottom. As you can see, just super rich lather. All right, let's just get a little bit of that, and we're gonna paint it on. And just a reminder, I am looking in my mirror here. Not trying to not look into my camera. I've got a smaller bathroom, so my the mount that I use on my mirror just makes it look like it's like right up in my face. So appreciate y'all bearing with me here. A little more. I like to have it real thick. All right, there we go. So all lathered up. And now, let's see. And begin the shave. I just got back from my son's baseball game. We had a good time. Sitting out in the scorching heat. Caught a little sun. Not sure if the camera can see it, but I've definitely got a bit of a sunburn here. All right, so go. can see it as pulling my skin tight. Definitely recommend doing that for your first pass. You know, it's a best practice for using a straight razor, but the safety razors, you know, while they're not as dangerous, the need to pull the skin, I feel, is equally important. So I'm gonna now go down the neck. Okay. If you're new to wet shaving, or you're watching this considering beginning wet shaving, one thing to note with these is that they're heavy. You don't need to drag it down your face. You want to just set it against your face and then let the weight of the razor pull itself down. I mean, you're definitely assisting it by moving down, but you're just not ripping it down. It's not a cartridge razor. It's got a really sharp edge. It doesn't need that much pressure. So just let the weight of the blade fall against your skin and shave that way. All right, let's get some little moisture on this brush. It's starting to dry up over here. I can feel it. I'm sorry that it's hard to see in the camera the side of my face. Wish I had a bigger bathroom. All right. So now I'm gonna go on the right side of my face. Okay. Got a bit of a challenge here with my beard, pulling it left and right and up and down, just to be able to cut around it and not get so close that I end up pulling chunks of my beard out. Believe me, I've done that, and it's not fun. Did nick myself a couple times underneath my beard, against my Adam's apple a little bit, but you gotta take the bad with the good when it comes to wet shaving, and nicks are an expected part of it. So the important thing is to have an alum block or a styptic pencil to stop the bleeding. All right, so that is good to go, I believe. Get a good look. Get my hand wet here. So, see if I'm trying to determine if I need to do one more pass. I don't like going against the grain. I really don't. It generally gives me really bad razor burn, and I just generally go with the grain. So, yeah, we definitely need to do a little bit more, I think. Just right up against my beard there. Like I said, I haven't been using the safety razor that long, so this is still a new adventure for me into wet shaving. Using the straight blade is just a lot easier to get up against the beard and cut your lines real nice, and this is a little more difficult. So okay. I think what I'm gonna do is pull out my shavette and clean it up, because I just cannot get close enough with that safety razor to the line behind my beard. So got my Dovo shavette using the long blades in here. They are the Persona blades here. The Persona hair shaper blades. They are insanely sharp. So let me rinse out these areas that I nicked a little bit. And I'm just gonna have to battle my beard here. There we go. Much better, much better. All right. So now, when the shave's done, we want to rinse off the residual soap. Just clean it all off, and preferably with cold water so that it can seal up your pores. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna dip down and rinse off real quick, and I'll be right back up. All right, so now that I've got the soap residue rinsed off, it's time to use the Alum Block. I'm still going to be using my aftershave. You can just use the Alum Block in lieu of aftershave because it does all the same stuff, and actually in a lot of ways is more effective than aftershave, but the aftershave is what brings that smell, and it's hard to enjoy this hobby when you don't get to have a lasting scent for the next few hours after you're done shaving. So I'm still using that aftershave. So here's the Alum Block. You don't need to get it wet. You just get your face wet with cold water and then run it across your face. And you're gonna feel a sting and a burn, just like when you put on aftershave. I don't know about you all, but I definitely love that burn. When I first started wet shaving, I didn't like it at all, but it grew on me. All right, so once you got the alum applied, I'm just going to let it set for like a minute or so. You want to let the astringent properties of the alum block soak in. And so that's what we're going to do here. While we wait on that, just tap dry your alum block. It doesn't leave any residue on your towel. Just tap dry. And stick it back in its case. I picked up this little soap container from Target. It's up to you, however you want to store yours. But yeah, while we wait on this for a few seconds, definitely most of these products can be picked up at the Razor Company's website. I've done a lot of my shopping with the Razor Company, and Jason, the owner, is a phenomenal businessman. He knows how to run a business. The shipping is incredibly fast. When I spoke with Jason, I came to find out that they run their shipping routes twice a day. I suppose it's a shipping route. Like every time a package comes, like they wait for a bundle of orders, run it to the post office, and then, you know, if they get another bundle, they'll run it again. So twice per day, they're running to the post office to try to get orders out quickly. So that's really good. I do a lot of shopping with online shave supply retailers, and I just don't get the same level of service from any of them that I get from Jason and the folks at the Razor Company. So big shout out to all of them for setting up such a good business, and your business model is excellent. So keep it up. Thank you. All right. So now that we let that alum kind of sit and soak and let those astringent properties, do their thing, I'm going to now rinse it off. So bear with me. Okay. Now, I'm going to pat dry. Never rub dry. Always pat dry. Of course, my beard is all soaking wet now, but that's just part of it. And you can see how big this towel is. I mean, it's a big one, and it's just super absorbent. I love it. And he's also got some other shave towels. He's got one that he sells. It's a really thick microfiber. Really been wanting to get my hands on that one. Just a little on the spendy side, and so I'll pick up one eventually. But this for now does exactly what I need it to do. Okay, so let's take off the bib, set that down, and now it's time for the aftershave. So we can get that good shake on that, and you just want to take and get a nice puddle in your hand. I mean, you don't need to overflow it or anything, but rub your hands together, let it set for a second, let some of that alcohol evaporate, because while I do like a burn, I don't like my skin dried out. So, all right. That sandalwood just smells amazing. There's a lot of different soap companies that do sandalwood scents, and I've had a bunch of them, but none of them are as good as Taylor of Old Bond Street. So highly recommend their shave soap, shave creams, and aftershaves. They have excellent products, and they are a little on the more expensive side, but definitely worth the money. So give them a try if you like sandalwood. This aftershave is not just the typical, alcohol and maybe a little menthol and then the fragrance. This is an aftershave lotion. So it has a lot of other ingredients in it that help to moisturize the skin and keep you from fully drying out. Still would recommend you let a little bit of that alcohol evaporate. It's of course up to you. Yeah, I really thank y'all for dropping in and spending time with me today. Again, please visit therazorcompany.com. A ton of good products, great service. I can't say enough good things about them. I truly can't. And it's always a pleasure when I get to jump on the website and buy something new. It's just like a kid at Christmas, or that's kind of how I am. You know, I get so excited to get to go and spend my money. But thank you again for dropping in, and y'all take care. See you next time.